Shondell Jackson is being sentenced for murdering a college student named Nathan Potter. Jackson and his friend were looking for victims when they saw Potter leave a bar. They demanded money from him, and when he didn't have any, Jackson shot and killed him. Jackson fled to Mississippi, but was eventually arrested thanks from a tip from his uncle. During his trial, Jackson made gestures towards the victim's family and smiled at them as he was escorted out of the courtroom. Before Shondell Jackson's sentencing, his mother told the court that she first heard about the killing on TV.
When I saw it on the news, I even cried. I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine what that mother is going through. I never had a clue that my child had anything to do with it. My son is not a monster. He is not a monster.
Shondell Jackson now apologizes for what he has done.
I apologize for my behaviors. Please don't take my life from me.
When the judge announced that Shondell Jackson would receive a life imprisonment sentence without a possibility of parole, he had an outburst. Jaleel Smith Riley in Cincinnati has confessed to robbing Portia Brooks and her boyfriend with 2 other people. When the robbery was unsuccessful, they killed Portia and shot her boyfriend, causing her death and leaving him permanently disabled.
Sorry. Go back and with me. I'm so sorry. This is what I come up with this.
This is somebody that feels genuine remorse. This is somebody that thinks about this every day, and he knows that he can't go back in time and undo what he did.
The mother of Portia Brooks delivers a victim impact statement.
But he killed me mentally, emotionally. He killed my identity as a mother of 3, as a family of 4.
Portia Brooks' sister is now speaking.
I have to deal with life without Portia, so he should deal with life without parole.
This is the moment just before Jaleel Smith Riley is informed that he will never be allowed to return home again.
Defendant serve a term of life without parole. As to count 4 for the offense of attempted murder.
Jennifer Mee, previously known as the Hiccup Girl, was arrested at 19 years old on charges of first-degree murder. Before her arrest, Mee gained international fame at 15 years old for developing uncontrollable hiccups, but the media lost interest after her hiccups were cured. Mee was accused of setting up a robbery with victims she met online and recruiting her boyfriend and a friend to help. Mee lured a 22-year-old man to a vacant home where her 2 friends robbed and shot him, resulting in his death. They got $50 from the robbery and murder. Jennifer Mee, Lauren Roffer, and Lamont Newton lived together and were all arrested within hours of the crime.
This call may be recorded or monitored. I have a free call from
Jennifer Mee,
an inmate at Pinellas County Jail.
I got charged for murder in the first degree.
Charged for murder in the first degree?
Yes, sir.
What who did you kill?
I didn't do nothing. I was just there at the wrong time, at the wrong place. Hello? Hi, Mama.
Hello, Jennifer. What's going on?
I'm in jail.
Why are you in jail?
From, murder in the first degree.
Who'd you kill?
I ain't killed nobody. Because I set everything up. It all went wrong, Mama.
The jury returned a guilty verdict, and Mee was found guilty of first-degree murder.
We, the jury, found the defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree as charged.
And now the judge will hand down the sentence.
Why don't you go to the podium, please? The jury having found you guilty of murder in the first degree, Miss Mee, I will adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to life in prison without parole.
Dylan Shoemaker was convicted of second-degree murder and child abuse charges after beating his girlfriend's 23-month-old child while babysitting. He entered the Buffalo, New York courthouse for his sentencing, crying and expressing remorse for his actions. However, he was still convicted by the jurors.
I didn't mean to kill Austin. Actually, I really didn't. I really think I did that. I didn't mean to hurt him.
In a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me.
I can't take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin.
Shoemaker was later sentenced to the maximum punishment.
That you be sentenced to an indeterminate term of imprisonment, which will have a maximum of life. The court hereby imposes a minimum sentence of 25 years.
But that sentence was later modified to 18 years to life. The text above only provides this one sentence about Brandon Spencer, which is the beginning of a longer story.
I'm sorry for what happened, Your Honor, but he's life in prison.
A 19-year-old man named Brandon Spencer attended a crowded party at the USC campus in Los Angeles on Halloween night. Gunshots were fired, and he was later picked up by LAPD for questioning after running away. Spencer was charged with 4 counts of attempted murder a few days later. Fortunately, nobody died, but 4 people were injured.
That if you are so intent on killing someone that you're willing to shoot them and at the same time open fire into a crowd.
The shooting was a result of a feud between Spencer and a rival gang member, and that he was a documented, well-known gang member himself.
I'm not a bad person, but I made mistakes. But I'm not just some gangbanger that you tried to portray me as.
Despite Spencer's insistence on the innocence during the trial, the jury ultimately found him guilty. The courtroom was filled with almost 50 of Spencer's family and friends as the judge delivered the sentence. In a display of distress, Spencer repeatedly banged his head on the defense table and had to be physically restrained by sheriff deputies.
Section 12022.53D, this is to be concurrent.
Reportedly, Brandon was sentenced to 40 years to life for 4 counts of attempted murder. Matrice Fuller is on trial in Kenosha County, Wisconsin, accused of breaking into his ex-girlfriend's house armed with a handgun and killing her, as well as attempting to kill her mother, who survived the shooting and identified Fuller to the police. Fuller is 15 years old. Fuller pleaded not guilty, but the jurors disagreed.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree intentional homicide.
After being found guilty on 3 counts, Matrice Fuller showed what appeared to be emotion for the first time during his trial. The text above describes Matrice Fuller's sentencing after being found guilty of killing his ex-girlfriend and attempting to kill her mother. Fuller maintained his innocence during sentencing and made a statement before being sent to prison for the rest of his life.
Judge, Mr. Fuller's prepared a statement that he asked that I read on his behalf.
Okay.
Martise writes, I wanted to write this giving my sincerest apologies to this family I once shared time and love with. Truthfully, I am sorry about the pain you've all suffered through, but more importantly, the loss of my ex-girlfriend Kaylee that I loved too. But I have to continue to stand innocent because I am. And I hope you all can eventually see in your hearts that I am not the person the media has made me out to be.
Now, the judge will deliver the sentence.
I don't have any ability to trust that you will never commit these acts again. So in the interest of protecting the public, acknowledging the seriousness of these acts, the court orders that on count 1 you are sentenced to life in prison without eligibility for extended supervision.
As Fuller is being sentenced to spend the rest of his life behind bars, it appears he's completely unfazed.